to be at peace, we have to make peace. And for me, there are three key areas that we have to address in our lives. First of all, we have to make peace with other people. Now, you can't always live at peace with everyone because they might not want to live at peace with you. That's a fact. But as much as it depends upon us, then we have to do what we can to be at peace with others. That means letting things go. People don't like to do that sometimes. The issue of forgiveness is a key one because we have to understand that unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment are all things that will actually eat away at our inner peace. Just because we forgive someone doesn't mean to say we agree with what they have done. What it does mean, though, is that we're not prepared to allow that person, that situation, that circumstance, that action to rob us of our peace. It's ironic that as far as unforgiveness is concerned, that we could be lying awake at night, not able to sleep, and yet the person that our action is directed against may be totally unaware of how we feel, and they're probably way out in the land of Nod, so to speak. So we have to make peace with other people. Live your life in such a way that there is no conflict in your heart towards others. Secondly, and this is important as well, we have to make peace with ourselves. Often, although we think of other people as an obvious source of inner conflict, often the real battle that we face is not with others, but with ourselves. We have to deal with those inner negative emotions that will rob us again, like with other people, but this is ourselves. They will rob us of our peace. We have to identify those things in our lives which characteristics, perhaps personality traits, those things which are not actually helpful, those things which we need to address. As long as we keep blaming other people for our own shortcomings, we'll never do that. A time has to come in our own lives when we start to look at what we do, the way we react. We may say, but the person provoked me, the person made me do it, the person pushed me into it. That may be a contributory factor, but ultimately we have to become responsible for our own actions. And when we do, that's when we start to walk the path of inner peace. Make peace with others, make peace with ourselves, and finally, you might not agree with me on this one, but finally for me, make peace with God. I did that in my life as a young man, just into my 20s, and it was in this context the best decision that I made, because then that became the trigger that released the other questions in my own life, the questions that I had in terms of conflicts and issues with myself, with other people. That was what triggered off for me that path of putting lots of other things right in my life. Make peace with others, yourself, and with God.